Hey, what is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Average Gamer Podcast. Well, I probably cut that music out a little too quick, but we're back, guys, with episode number 16 of the Average Gamer Podcast. It's been 3 weeks, I think, since the last one. So, honestly, keeping like 3 weeks in between, pretty good. I know it's been it's kind of just been random. But yeah, we're back, episode 16. I know the last time we were on the podcast, we were talking about auto aim. So that was like when Halo Reach was still kind of fresh on on PC. But yeah, no, this episode got a lot to talk about. Barcelona, Conor McGregor, and a little bit of new bad blood in the gaming scene with Call of Duty and FIFA kind of going at each other community wise. But yeah, let's get right into it. So obviously, first things first, yesterday, UFC 246. Um Pretty event. uh to say the least. I mean, I started watching, on the main card, the pay-per-view card. I didn't really watch the prelims or the early eliminations. Actually, did I see? Oh yes, so I did see one prelim. It was the Roxanne versus Macy fight, and Roxanne absolutely kind of destroyed her. And it was a weird scenario because I forget if it was right before the round started or if it was like in the middle of the round. But no, it had to be right before the round started. I think it was right before the third round started. The ref came out, or not the ref, the medic or whatever you want to call him, the doctor came out. And he checked Macy Barber's leg and he felt it and he said she has a partial ACL tear. ACL tear. She's fine. I've never seen the doctor come in my life, and even like Joe Rogan was was saying like this is weird, and he felt her leg, said it was like a partial ACL tear. She's fine, and they kept fighting. But that fight was probably one of the better fights uh, of the night. Outside of that, it was kind of boring. Um, Now, obviously, we had the big fight for the women's side, which was Holly Holmes versus Raquel Pennington, and I'll be honest, another really boring fight. And then before that, it was Olenek versus Greeny. But it was heavyweight. I'm not a big fan of watching heavyweight, but these two guys were just it was just wrestling on the ground, just pure strength. Um and it wasn't I mean, yeah, it was good, technique and everything, their ground play and the strength and obviously Olenek, I can't pronounce his name. Olenek is 58 and 13. And Maurice Green is only 8 and 4. So yeah, you kind of could have guessed experience wise who was going to come out with that uh with that fight. Obviously, Olenek won. Just submission. It was a armbar, but it was the oddest submission honestly I've seen in a while. He didn't roll back to pull the arm down. He pulled forward. You'd have to see the clip to understand what I'm saying. But yeah, he won. Then the Holly Holm fight happened, and it was probably the most boring co-main event I've ever watched. It was just Holly Holm pushing up Raquel against the cage and kind of just hitting her, and Raquel couldn't. Raquel Ruck. Yeah, I can't pronounce her name either, but Pennington. Let's call her Pennington. She couldn't do anything about it, and that was it. And it came down to a decision. They went the 3 rounds. I don't think it even came close to someone getting TKO'd or a submission. Like not even close. Uh, and honestly, that for a co-main event leading into the Conor McGregor fight was a little, you know, rough. But then the Conor McGregor fight, obviously Conor McGregor versus Donald Cowboy Cerrone, and 40 seconds KO Conor McGregor. Obviously, if you haven't seen the clip by now, just go on Twitter, look up Conor McGregor. You'll probably see it. I mean, it's a 40-second clip. It's that easy. Um, yeah, I didn't think it was gonna be that quick. I honestly thought it was gonna go a few rounds at least. But Conor came out. He instantly went for, I don't know if it was a Superman punch or what he was going for, but he I think it was a Superman, but he kind of like shanked it. And then Donald Cerrone grabbed him. Conor McGregor couldn't move his arm, so he started using his elbow and pushing his elbow into Donald. And what we believe is that he broke his nose. Now I'm not sure if he broke his nose with the elbows, but it was the oddest thing. I've never seen it before. He's kind of absolutely destroying Donald's face. Donald backed up, and then Conor McGregor came with this left high kick, hits Donald square in the face. He stumbles back, and then Conor's on him, and the fight's over. 40 seconds, super fast. Uh, crazy, crazy fight. But honestly, for Conor McGregor, I mean, it couldn't get much better than that. And obviously, there's art of the people saying it's a conspiracy. Donald Cerrone paid under the table to throw the match for Conor, but I don't know. Either or. I mean, it's a good way for Conor to come back. I mean, it's just a confident boost. Obviously, for Conor, probably would have been better if it went a little bit longer so he could get back to that. The feel of being in the UFC again, because it's been a little bit. His last UFC fight was last year, I believe. No, 2018. It's 2020. Whoa. His last UFC fight was 2018, obviously versus Khabib, who's 28-0, and he got submissioned. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was a naked neck hold. He got him in a choke and he tapped. From what I believe, it's been so long. I didn't actually watch that fight back in 2018. I didn't really have a whole lot of interest in the UFC really at the time. And the last time he's won in the UFC was actually in 2016, technically, I believe. And that was against Nate Diaz. Obviously, he got his revenge against Nate Diaz. So yeah, it's been a little bit since he's won, so it's good for him to come back. Obviously, get the KO, get his confidence boosted again, and he's changed a lot since the last time we've seen him. Throughout the whole entire pre discussions, the pre questions, that all the fighters have to go through. He was super, I guess, humble. I mean, he's still himself most of the time. He's never lost the confidence, but he showed a lot of, I guess, respect for Donald Cerrone. I mean, I guess Donald Cerrone and him never really had bad blood. Like a lot of the fights, like with him and Khabib and him and Nate Diaz, like, and that was one of the things with this fight. It was kind of weird because Conor McGregor kind of respected Donald Cerrone because, I mean, Donald Cerrone's been fighting forever. He's 36-14. After this fight, he was 36-13. I believe he has the most KOs on leg kicks, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, he's been fighting forever. I mean, he'll go down in the record books in the UFC. Obviously, Conor McGregor had the respect, and even after the fight, watching some of his interviews and stuff, it was pretty cool. But he'll probably fight. Who knows? I mean, he said he's down to fight anyone. I'd be interested to see if he actually wants to fight Khabib. I mean, going straight into that after this fight might not be the best idea. He might want to get a little more, cage time in, especially in front of a crowd and everything. But I guess we'll see where that goes. But honestly, Conor McGregor, I mean, he's changed the game in the UFC. So anywhere he goes, the views go. I mean, the amount of people who were watching this UFC 246 that normally probably don't watch the UFC was a lot. It was a lot of people. Like, geez, like everyone. If you go on Twitter, everyone's talking about it. I guess that's not a bad thing, but it's cool. It's cool to see the UFC get that view or get those views because UFC's not really that big of a sport, I guess. Uh, yeah, that was the big thing. Obviously, yesterday, Conor McGregor come back and win it. On top of that, Ernesto Valverde, obviously Barcelona's well now ex manager, got sacked. And they picked up Kike Sentien. I hope I'm saying that right. I didn't know who Kike Sentien was prior to when he just got picked up. I haven't really been paying as much attention this year than I have in the past to Barcelona because they're struggling a little bit. I mean, they're not playing the best. Um, Now I have like some of Kike Setien's achievements, I guess. He was the manager for Real Betis for the last 3 years, from 2017 to 2019. So, and then same for Las Palmas, 2015 to 2017. Obviously, those are, you know, top flight La Liga teams. Las Palmas has beaten Barcelona a few times in the past years. I mean, they're not like teams that are gonna be in like the Champions League and go on these crazy run type things, but I mean they're still respectable teams, and uh, now he's Barcelona's manager. Um, and Barcelona did play today. Uh, they played Granada, and they won. They won. Now it wasn't perfect. It wasn't, I guess, pretty. But the one big thing I noticed. Now I know the manager has an impact on the team, but like I never really think it's that much. Like where a team's gonna drastically just be trash or amazing. I mean they can have a huge impact and make an average team a lot better with certain strategies and whatnot. But Barcelona today was playing a lot more, you know, tiki taka. They were passing the ball, close space, right on top of the box. And the one goal they had was um the new kid, I forget his name, passes it in to Vidal. Vidal back flicks it. Messi gets it right foot, just bottom left corner, perfect. And they'd kind of been really close all match. And finally they scored 76th minute. Pretty good goal. I mean, pretty good passing goal. And Barcelona hasn't really, I mean, I don't want to say they haven't had a whole lot of success, with the tight passing in the box, but they really haven't. They've been going along the wings with Dembele and trying to get the ball across the box, and it just I feel like it's not the Barcelona way. I know Barcelona's changing, they're not the team that they were, you know, 4 years ago, but today wasn't a bad showing. I got some hope. Now, when does Barcelona actually play next? I think they play the 25th, 22nd, 22nd versus Ibiza. Copa del Rey, round of 32. Wait, Barcelona Champions League schedule. I was almost certain they played. Oh no, they play next month. Wait, I'm so dumb. I knew that. I'm stupid. But yeah, that's everything with Barcelona. I mean, I can't go too in detail because I can't pretend like I've been watching a whole ton this season. I try, but it's hard to watch games as an American watching Spanish soccer. But I try my best. But then in other news, the other topic we wanted to bring up, the whole FIFA versus the COD scene. Now there's this kid, I don't know who he is. His name's Kurt, over 11 FIFA, and he came out with a tweet today in the morning, and he says, "In other news, never rating another COD streamer ever again. Just because you're lucky enough to be playing a game without delay doesn't mean you shouldn't acknowledge a raid triple your viewers. F Scump and Formal." Obviously, you guys should know who Scump and Formal are. They combined have over 3 million followers, and uh, they are huge in the gaming scene. I mean, I think most people know who Scump and Former are, even if you don't follow the Call of Duty scene. And the amount of backlash he got was insane. Um, all the pros and the COD guys were tweeting at him like, "What the heck?" Now there's kind of a meme going around that Hitch just tweeted actually not too long ago, like 30 minutes ago, and he just copied the tweet um, of his, kind of like the ninja thing with the football, whatever, and everyone started copy pasting it, and everyone's just copy and pasting it now, and it's actually kind of funny, uh, kind of becoming a meme. Hopefully kind of takes off because it's actually hilarious. Now I don't know who this guy is, but I've heard some rumors, I guess, about him, and here's like a clip of his.
I disagree. For real. For real. I disagree.
Kind of sounds like McGregor. What the heck? I just wanted to hear what he sounded like. But I heard that he actually doesn't even get to play competitive FIFA like in the actual events because he had spit on an EA logo during a tournament. Now, I don't understand. I went into his stream and it just seemed kind of weird. And he's just been toxic. Like his whole Twitter is like toxic. It's weird, and he has these weird, those viewers that will like die for him. It's really odd. Uh, really odd. Now I'm looking at some of these tweets. Uh, I'm trying to see. Oh, this is Scump. Oh, okay, hours watched. Yeah, so people were coming at Scump and Formal today. Formal didn't even respond to this guy. Neither did Scump. But they were like, "Oh my goodness, this Kurt guy has more viewers." Now, most of the viewers he had today were just kids from Twitter going into his stream talking trash, which was funny. It was actually funny to like look at the chat. I only went in for like 30 seconds and everyone was just kind of bashing on the guy. But yeah, here's like a thing. So uh Scump has 709 hours streamed with 5.42 million hours watched. Whereas Kurt guy has 592 hours streamed, which obviously is like 100 less, 107 less, maybe a little more, and he only has 1.69 million hours watched. I mean, I'm not trying to get technical, but I've never heard of this Kurt guy before in my life. So it was just weird. It was such an odd scenario. Now the COD scene is kind of and the FIFA scene are kind of going back and forth at each other. But the biggest difference, especially when you scroll through Twitter, is you'll see the COD scene. They have memes, and I'm gonna play one. And if you guys don't know what this is, well, I feel bad for you. Now, Alex, that was they were doing the water laugh, try not to laugh challenge where you have water in your mouth, and it was back in the 6050 house, and I remember watching that video. It was so funny, but the Call of Duty scene has so many like memes and just old memes and stuff. The FIFA scene was never like a thing. The only person I know who I follow who streams FIFA is Castro, and it's because he's just a chill guy. And every time a new FIFA comes out, I kind of watch him to see how the new FIFA looks. Because, I mean, I never, besides like the first couple days the game comes out, I don't really watch him. But he's the guy I watch. I thought the FIFA scene kind of died. Same with the Madden scene, and same with this 2K scene. Obviously, the 2K scene, they tried that whole league with the qualifiers and the combine and everything, and it didn't really turn out into anything. It was kind of, you know, uh, it was just, yeah, it was interesting. Um, but yeah, I guess that beef started today on Twitter. It's kind of interesting. It came out of nowhere. Uh, and I mean, the COD scene just kind of blew the kid out of the water. Every single tweet that a COD guy would tweet would have like a million more likes. So I guess it really didn't matter. And even Hex tweeted at him. He like retweeted with a comment and said, "Don't be this guy." It's actually hilarious. It's actually hilarious. Um, but yeah, there's the I guess the beef between the COD and FIFA scene, but that'll be gone by tomorrow. I mean, no one will remember the Kirk guy. But yeah, um, this next weekend. Speaking of COD, the Minnesota event it's gonna take place. Obviously franchise Call of Duty. It's the new league. I'm excited to see what this looks like. Now, I want to pull up the site so we have the exact because oh, this isn't going to be up to date, is it? Oh god, please. I want to know when this starts. Specifically time because I don't know if they're gonna go like they did with all the other things where they started at like I think it was 11 Mountain Time. Trying to trying to remember by going to COD Twitter. But obviously, yeah, this event is this next weekend. This weekend coming, or yeah, next weekend because I guess it's still Sunday when I'm recording this. But yeah, it's exciting. It's super exciting to see this. Uh, Obviously a big fan of Call of Duty. I've been watching forever. And to be honest, it's crazy to see that COD is obviously franchised this year and everything that's going on with the teams and all this stuff. Now they've been scrimming for months now, and I some of the stuff I see on Twitter from these there's this new jump glitch where like the guy literally looks like he's sliding. It's interesting. Let's say that. But I will say I'm looking forward to this next weekend. Now, what I'm really interested in kind of seeing is if they change towards the Overwatch style of things cuz if you guys have watched Call of Duty forever, since Black Ops 2, it really hasn't changed that much. To be honest, it really hasn't. Oh, and actually here we go. All times are in your local. Oh no, this is all local time. Sick. So yeah, the first map of launched weekend for the Call of Duty World League is gonna be Chicago Huntsmen versus Dallas Empire, and that's rigged. They did that on purpose. You gotta be kidding me. That is gonna get so many viewers in. Chicago Huntsmen versus Dallas Empire. You got Scump Formal versus Crim. Chalk it, bro. Just chalk it. That's crazy. They would do that too. And that's at 3:30 Mountain Standard Time, so Eastern that's 5:30. If you're out on the California coast, that's 2:30. Uh, so that's actually pretty good. That's Friday at 3:30. I'll be able to watch that. That's fine. Yeah, nice. I love that. And the first map, that's actually so good. Now the first weekend, it's kind of weird. I think each team gets to play twice, and they're gonna pretty much go from you know spot to spot, right? So launch weekend, it's the 25th or 24th through the 26th, and then the next weekend's gonna be February 8th through February 9th. And then the next weekend's going to be February 22nd through the 23rd. So it's going to be almost every weekend, but there is going to be a little bit of I think, a dull between the London and Atlanta event. So the second and third event, because obviously going from London to Atlanta, I guess, will take some time to get there and get set up and stuff. So, yeah, I get why they're going to put a little hold on. But the big thing I'm wondering, and I've kind of been dragging this, sorry, but is the production. What's it going to look like? How is it going to be? I almost guarantee you, and every single, no matter where they hold the event, the venue might look a little different, but the production and how they do things is going to be like exactly the same. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the venues look almost identical. But I hope they don't, because like the Overwatch League, they all play at that one venue, and it's kind of just boring. And obviously, Call of Duty, they're going to be going all over the world. It's the World League. So that should be fun. Obviously London, Toronto, and then all over the US. So that's actually pretty cool. And I actually had looked into buying tickets. Not because I actually want to go, But like at the Florida, oh, actually you can't yet for the Florida one. Oh, that's not good. But the Chicago one. So let's say you want to go to the Chicago Huntsman event in April. You go to buy tickets. Hopefully this will load, please. And I think I was looking at this not too long ago. But yeah, let me click buy tickets. And the tickets aren't cheap. Like, they're not cheap. It's loading here real quick. But you have your VIP, your preferred, and then your standard. Your standard tickets are like 45 bucks. Now this is different. On opening night, the standard tickets are like close to 100. Now obviously this is like way into the league. So I mean they probably dropped the price a little bit, but if you want the VIP tickets where you're sitting on the floor like close to the stage, it's going to be like 250 bucks a seat, which is crazy. But if you get the one behind that, it's only 70 bucks. So it's $250 to 70 bucks. Now I've been to Call of Duty events. I went to the first one last year that was in LA where Optic won, and I forget how much it was, but it was for the whole entire weekend, and you got to do all these different things. Now I don't know how each team is setting up their thing, if they're gonna have like stations where people can play. I know there's like the whole open pro or road to pro, but on top of that, are they gonna have like the whole G Fuel area and scuff area where you can go and test scuffs? And are they gonna have all that like the events did last year with, obviously the open and everything, which kind of made Call of Duty events Call of Duty events? I guess we'll see. Now I know a lot of people who are actually going to this, and obviously we'll get pictures and stuff, and it'll be interesting to see. But super excited for Friday. Chicago versus Dallas. We get to see how the launch goes and everything, so that'll be super exciting. But yeah, that's kind of all we had to talk about. Conor McGregor, Valverde sacked, the whole FIFA COD Pro. It's the oddest thing. If you guys want to look more into that, you can. Honestly, just go to Hex's Twitter and you'll find it very quickly. And then, yeah, the COD event this weekend. Really hoping it goes well, hoping it gets a ton of viewers. I will say Modern Warfare is kind of eh. I hate watching scrims of it, but hopefully it'll be fun on the main stage and exciting a little bit. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's the podcast. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and well, I'll see you guys all in the next one. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Wait a second. Pause that. Forgot to mention, we hit Grand Champ in Rocket League again. Been a little bit. I went on like a 10-win streak, hit Grand Champ. Pretty excited. Want to mention that. I know it. No one really cares, but hey, I care. Grand Champ. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching.